Welcome to Supervive 101, a series where we will be breaking down everything you need to know about the game Supervive, formerly Project Loki. In today's video, we're going to be covering the storm, aka that fog that slowly closes in on you, how much damage it does, how to predict its movement, and how it compares to the mini-storms that you, the player, can create. If you've played Battle Royales before, then you're probably familiar with what the storm does, but just in case you're not familiar, I'll break it down for you. In Battle Royales, players and teams drop onto a map that's wide open. After a set duration, a fog, known as the storm, will begin to close in on you. In Supervive, the storm will do damage over time and it will not allow you to heal while inside of it. It's called an anti-heal in the game. The storm will close in over certain durations until it's so small that teams have no choice but to fight it out. The storm begins moving during day cycles and will be noted with a mini storm symbol on the timer bar for when it will begin. On day 1, it's about halfway through the day, and on days 2 through 4, it's towards the beginning. Endgame timers differ just a bit. The storm path is indicated by a circle over the map, and it will move outside in until it aligns with said circle. The damage made by the storm goes up with every time it begins moving. The first day, for example, it does closer to no damage. To quote the caster Just Relic, it tickles a bit. However, the endgame storms can be used to push opponents into them for knocks because the damage is ramped up significantly. You can predict the final placement of the storm by looking at where the storm is pulling away from the most in regards to the center of the circle. In this example, we can see it pulling farther from the left side and less so to the right, so we can guess that the storm will end close to this portion of the Hallows. Keep in mind that if the storm shift is cross-country, then these rules are thrown out the window. Players can also create their own storms in two different ways. The first is with a consumable item called the Storm Grenade that creates a mini storm that expands and eventually retracts. The other is by defeating a soul boss. After defeating the boss and claiming the soul power, the area will begin creating what's called a biome collapse, basically a mini storm that sits in place. Both of these mini storms will do the same amount of damage as the outer storm that's moving in. So if it's day 1, it won't be too worrisome, but in the endgame, they can hurt a lot. And that about wraps it up for the storm. If you have any questions or noticed anything that I missed, please be sure to leave a comment so I can correct it. As well, if there's any topics you'd like me to cover, please let me know. If you like this content, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching, have fun in the matches, and as always, just keep vibing. Got her! Yep. Woo! Hit him with the ults! Ah!